The loud cheers hit me before I even reached the edge of my land. Dozens of people stood under a giant red ribbon, cameras flashing, reporters smiling, and in the center of it all, the HOA President, Karen, holding scissors like she was the queen of the whole county. She didn't even notice me walking up the dirt road until I called out, "What is happening on my property?" She froze, her smile dropping fast, but she didn't miss a beat. She turned to the crowd and said loudly, "Security, remove this man. He's disrupting the ceremony." Disrupting? For stepping onto my own land? The crowd stared, confused. A reporter whispered, "Is he a protester?" Karen lifted her chin with that same fake power she always used. "This land is part of the HOA now," she announced, as if reciting gospel. "The county donated it to us for community housing." My hands curled into fists because she knew that was a lie. This land was still under my name, the last piece of property my family owned. I stepped forward and said, "Show them the documents then." She didn't move. Instead, she whispered, "Don't start a scene. You'll regret it." But before she could wave her fake authority again, the crowd suddenly parted, and a familiar voice said, "Hold up, whose land is this?" It was Daniel. My best friend. The newly elected county governor. Karen's face drained of all color. She hadn't expected him to show up. She definitely didn't expect him to look straight at me and ask, "Why didn't you tell me they were using your land?" The entire crowd went silent. Her grip on the scissors trembled, and for the first time, I saw fear in her eyes. Because the one person she needed on her side was the one person who knew I would never lie about my land. Karen tried to recover fast, forcing a smile that didn't match the panic in her eyes. "Governor, there must be some confusion," she said, stepping in front of me like she was shielding him from the truth. "This land was cleared for HOA expansion months ago. He's just upset about the change." Daniel looked at her the same way he used to look at people who lied during school debates, calm, but sharp enough to cut through anything. "Show me the paperwork," he said quietly. Her smile twitched. "Oh, the documents are back at the office. But everything is official." He didn't blink. "Then why is his family boundary marker still standing out there?" He pointed toward the old iron stake half buried near the oak tree, the one she tried covering with gravel. The reporters started recording again. Someone whispered, "Wait, is she lying?" Karen snapped, "Turn those cameras off," but nobody listened. Her fake security guards stepped forward, trying to act tough, but one of them kept glancing at Daniel like he wanted to run. Karen hissed, "Remove him," and the guards moved toward me, but I didn't step back. I just said, "Touch me and you'll be explaining it to real law enforcement." The guards froze mid-step. They knew I wasn't bluffing, not when Daniel was standing right there. Karen saw she was losing control, so she went for the one move she always used when cornered. She pointed at my truck and yelled, "He's trespassing. His vehicle is illegally parked on HOA grounds. Tow it now." A tow truck she had waiting behind the stage lurched forward. The crowd gasped. My chest tightened as the hook swung toward my family truck, the one my dad rebuilt with his own hands. I could feel anger burning in my throat, but before I could say a word, Daniel stepped in front of the truck and held up his hand. "Touch this vehicle," he said, "and you'll be out of a job before that hook even drops." The tow driver hit the brakes so fast the truck jerked. Karen opened her mouth, but nothing came out. She wasn't just losing control now, she was losing the entire show she planned. And she had no idea the biggest twist was still coming. The folder Daniel had brought with him, tucked under his arm, with my name printed on the front. Daniel lifted the folder slowly, and the moment Karen saw my name printed across the front, she took a tiny step back like the paper itself might explode. "These are the county records you asked me to review last week," he said, looking straight at her. "You told me the land was abandoned. You never mentioned the owner was standing right here." She started shaking her head too fast. No, that's not what I said. I must have gotten the wrong file. The HOA board approved, but Daniel cut her off with a calm voice that carried more weight than her shouting ever could. Karen, the HOA doesn't get to steal land because it fits your plan. That's not how this country works. People began murmuring. Some even stepped away from her. She kept darting her eyes from camera to camera, trying to see which ones she could intimidate, but it was useless. Every lens was pointed right at her. Trying to save herself, she suddenly pointed at me and yelled, "He forged those markers. He's lying. He's not even supposed to be here." And then, in her desperation, she made her biggest mistake. She nodded toward her fake guards and snapped, "Arrest him." The guards looked at each other. One whispered, "We can't arrest anyone," the other muttered, "We're not even real officers," but Karen pushed them again, "Do it. He's dangerous. Dangerous." That word again. She always used it when she had nothing else. I stepped forward just a little and said,